How to help your marriage survive during the breakdown, the lockdown. Was that a Freudian slip? My name is Paul Friedman. I am the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and I think I can help you with this. Because the lockdown, for a lot of people, we're getting those emails, We do have a service, it's a free service, where people write into us and get expert advice for their marriage, and you could take advantage of that. But let's stay focused on this particular question of how to, quote unquote, survive during the lockdown. And, I like to fall back on this old time expression. During times of stress is when you find out whether you are soulmates or cellmates, right? And there's no excuse for being cellmates. There's no excuse for you having to think in terms of survival. Your marriage, think about when you got married. You were so excited you were going to be with your soulmate for the rest of your life. All of the happiness and ever-expanding love you were looking forward to, and da-da-da-da. And then your marriage, let's be honest, it didn't all happen during the lockdown. Your marriage was already not producing the kind of love, harmony, and togetherness that you wanted when you first got married. And it's easy to say that things change, things get in the way, you have kids, this happens, that happens. But the basis of marriage is love. The basis of marriage is love. It's a spiritual connection that is the basis. Now, sure, your spirit and nature as a human being, your spirit and material as a human being, and so your marriage is also spirit. The basis is still love and material. But what happens is, what happened is because of the day-to-day stuff, you got distracted. You probably said out loud, I'm not going to let our marriage go the way of so many marriages these days. Our marriage is going to be different. And it should have been. But having that intention and having the know-how are two different things. You have to have the know-how. Everyone says, oh yeah, marriage is work. Fine, let's say it is. Although it's not, let's say it is. You tell me what that work entails. It really isn't. But there is a constant in terms of the maintenance that is required in your marriage. There is a constant. And the constant doesn't have to do with the marriage directly. It has to do with you as an individual, not you and your spouse. You as an individual. You can't control your spouse. Who can you control? Only yourself. Most people aren't even good at that. So that's the first step, is learning how to control yourself and then applying those things that will definitely make your marriage happy and filled with love. The mind is a very amazing thing, but most people don't think about their mind in terms of that it's a possession. They don't think, I need to control my mind. If I control my mind, then I could put into my marriage only those things that I know will be beneficial and make it better every single day. People don't think in those terms. Did you? And this is what happens, and this is what goes wrong. So let's not talk about survival. Let's talk about taking a new look at your marriage. Let's take a look at seeing your marriage as something that can be run in a way mechanically. Something where you can have to-dos and not to-dos. So the things that you should not do. And you could probably list these just as easily as I can. You should never get angry or express anger, right? You should never be critical of your spouse. You should never condemn your spouse. You should never try to control your spouse. You should never complain to your spouse. There's a bunch of things you shouldn't do. You shouldn't mention if they've gained weight. You shouldn't do that. Or that their hair is not looking so good. You shouldn't do that. Why? The easiest thing that you can do, this is really easy, is think in terms of your spouse is someone you're wanting to win over so they will marry you. In other words, treat them like when you were going out, even before you were engaged and the overfamiliarity started to set in. Think in those terms of what you wouldn't say, of what you wouldn't do. So those are the don't do's. You've got to get those out of the way because those are like, they're toxic. Doesn't matter what good you put into your marriage if you're putting toxic in also. And then think in terms, because you don't want to just have a so-so marriage. You want to have an amazing marriage. You deserve to have an amazing marriage. Your marriage should cause you to be floating around in joy every day. You should have love and harmony. And I'm not talking fairy tale. We've been at this for over 20 years. And we see what our clients achieve, not just from struggling with a lockdown, but people who are on the verge of divorce. You have free will. You exercise it in the right way. And you turn your marriage into that amazingly beautiful, harmonious thing that you wanted when you first got together. So think in those terms. Well, what should you do? You should be complimentary. You should smile. You shouldn't walk around with a frown on your face. Did you do that when you were dating? No, you were always smiling. You were happy. You made yourself happy. You know, there's an expression. If you choose to be happy, nothing and no one can make you unhappy. And if you choose to be unhappy, nothing and no one can make you happy. And so why? It's because you have free will. You're in charge of your own happiness. And if you go into a mood, you have the power to stop it and turn it around. Start thinking about all the wonderful things in your life, all the blessings that are just coming to you, the ones that are seen and unseen. So start infusing love. Don't just go for survival. Why would you do that? You got married to be swimming in joy. Go for that. I'm going to leave you with that thought. And if you want more, subscribe to the channel. It's a lot of good videos. And if you're having real difficulty, go ahead and write into one of our counselors. We'll get back to you soon. So blessings to you, blessings to your spouse, blessings to your family, and turn your marriage into the joyous love affair that it was meant to be. All right, God bless you.